Okay, so at this point, we have imported all of our clips. I am doing it as a demo. So at this point, you would have your 20 After Effects files, your 20 modified JPEGs, and your 10 basic JPEGs. And at this point, you'll just start to bring them onto the timeline. Okay, I'm going to hit Control S to save my file. I try to save every 2 to 3 minutes to make sure that I do not lose anything of importance. Okay, people tell me all the time, oh, my computer shut down, I lost everything. That's an impossibility because that means you're not following directions. Every 2 to 3 minutes, save your file just in case it shuts out or quits out. You only lose 2 to 3 minutes worth. We have auto-save files in our scratch disk to make sure we don't lose too much. But if you're forgetting to save your stuff and everything goes away, it is on you because you're not following the rules, which are save as you go or save every few minutes. All right, so I'm going to put my After Effects files on first. I have one, click, hold, and drag. Then I have file number 2, click, hold, and drag, and I'm just going to start putting them in order, locking them into place. So at this point, I've put my After Effects files in. Now I would follow them up because I'd be done 1 through 20. I would start with 21, drag out my modified Photoshop file. I have these two. Then after I get those 20 in, I would then do 41 through 50 of just my basic JPEG files with no text on them yet. Those are not modified. Those have not been changed. There we go. Getting everybody on our timeline. Some of my files, it looks like, came in as thumbnails. As you see right here, that is a bad file. If you see something like that, at this point, you would delete that file, go save yourself a new one, and replace this one. You could also leave it on the timeline just like this. Go back to Google, do your search, and call it Ferrari_24. So replace 24, and then 24 will automatically be replaced in the project. So that's the two ways to do it. Some people erase it and do a new one. Other people just leave it in and copy over and replace the saving of the file, and then Premiere knows to automatically change it. All right, I just did some work, so I hit Control S real quick and save. All right, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to put transitions in. Now for this project, and this project only, we're going to do a transition before and after every single clip on our timeline. And the reason we're going to do it is to learn things. We want to learn more stuff and see where things go. Okay, see what things look like. So doing a bunch of transitions is not something you normally do in a video, but it's nice to be able to see what every transition looks like and see which ones you like. So then we're going to go to the Effects tab. So we go from our Project tab to the Effects tab. Inside the Effects tab, we open up Video Transitions, and we see we have 8 categories of transitions. So we open up the first one. I'm going to open up 3D motion. Now, you can put a transition from nothing to clip, like right here at the beginning. I have nothing to clip, and then I have clip to clip. So I'm going to drop the cube spin right here at the beginning of this clip. It's going to highlight just the first portion of it so you know that it's actually on, and then I let it go. At this point, I'll make sure my playhead is before the transition. I'll hit the space bar and I'll watch the transition happen. Okay, good. Then I'm going to do a flip over and I'm going to put that in between these two compositions. Okay, so right here. Now, what I'm looking for is green on both sides of the item. Green on both sides, not nothing, green on both sides. That means the transition will go together. It says there isn't enough time, but it's okay. There is enough to spin what we have. Then I take my playhead and I come back here. I hit the space bar and I watch it happen. There you go, my transition happened. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use every single transition, and then we're going to go back and finish off by using the ones that you liked. So I'm going to come into dissolve. I'm going to take additive dissolve and I'm going to put it right between. I'm going to test it. Boom, dissolve, good. Cross dissolve. I'm going to put it here between these two. Now, we're going to run into a small problem when we go from this After Effects file to our first photo file, because they're completely different files. See over here, it works fine. Okay. But right here in the middle, we're going to have to do some work. Okay. So I'm going to take dip to black. I'm going to put it right before, and then I'm going to see what it does. Okay. So on this one, because I have video going to this transition, I'm going to drop it on both sides. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to drop it on the video side. So you have it here. And then it dips to black and it shows the new one. Okay. That only will happen when you're going from this video to this picture. So an After Effects file to the photo. Then I can go over here. I'll bring in dip to white. Modify JPEG to regular JPEG works just fine. I take a look, good, and it comes back, great. And then I'm going to put this one in between here. I'll come and watch it. Good, film dissolve work. And then this one will go here at the end. Yours, this is your final file. So remember, this one goes from clip to black. So now it says, can't apply to a single clip. Okay, so we can't use that one. So what I do is I click directly on the transition itself and I delete it. I'm going to also delete this film dissolve, and I'm going to try the morph cut in between 24 and 25. Now it's analyzing in background. Now what will happen is this one will either work when we export or not. Okay, it all depends. It's not showing you what it would look like, so you don't know exactly what's going to happen. But those things will happen. Sometimes people just take it out. They're like, I don't want to use that one. That's completely fine. We could get rid of the morph and put in the last one in dissolve, non-additive dissolve, and we could just leave it out because it wasn't working. So we don't know if it will work, but we can always test it when we export. So all you have to do, click, drag, and drop. Transitions go directly between the two clips, half and half, green on each side. And if we're doing it at the end, it goes on the end of the clip or the beginning.